Guys, you gotta stop welding in your firewalls. It just makes no sense at all. Why does everybody do that? And this week, I'm gonna show you my secrets on how we smooth out the firewall and how you can actually do it in your house. It's pretty cool. No more of the grinding, welding, blowing air at it, trying to make it all smooth, make it finished, do all this body work, get rid of all the ripples and waves and problems that are caused by the process. But you're gonna make a great, great product when you do. And we are gonna walk you through every detail of how we go about doing it right here, right now. Even the vintage air is pre-set up to slide right in. It's gonna be slick. Come on, let's get rolling. All right, guys, before we get rolling this week, make sure you stay in till the end of it, because at the end of it, I always do a Bible study, because the Bible study actually changed my life. But all right, let's get digging in. All right, guys, it all starts right here. You make a template, and then you just put this thing in place, grab a couple other magnets, you throw it on there, right? And what you're gonna do is just drill some holes in your firewall, and that's exactly where the studs are on each one of the parts we make. Now, the 4 parts that we've made are kind of cool, right? This is one of them, and this is actually prepped and ready to be installed because it holds the bottom side of the steering column, but we pre-make this, and it's studded up to basically go in this spot right here. But there's this part here, it's gonna fit there. There's a part here, the biggest one of the firewall, and this one is one of my favorite parts. This one actually holds the vintage air. Now, a lot of vintage air kits have a component that hangs on the outside of the firewall and looks like doo-doo. This one is pre-made, and it goes on the studs that we already put in place for the firewall. Is that slick or what? You know, Ferrari, Lamborghini, BMW, Ford, Chevy, you know, Tesla, all have structural adhesive panels that are actually put onto the cars. If you work in a body shop, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You gotta be certified in structural adhesive rather than just welding. And it's faster, it's cleaner, it's better. So when we do it, we're gonna glue all this. This is all sealed up so it can't get rusty. We're gonna glue it all. We'll put that together as we move, but the one thing I don't want you to miss, we don't have to do it the old way. So in the past, we used to actually weld it, cool it off, weld it, cool it off, weld it, cool it off, and then you'd go around and you would grind off each one of the welds and do it again, because you could never stitch your welds right next to each other, because guess what? It's gonna warp like crazy. Ugh, what a pain in the butt. It works, it can be done, but this is so much better, and you can do it in your garage. So let's get to digging in on how exactly we'll put this together, because I think you guys are gonna be in shock. It's a whole different approach. So this is one of the structural adhesives that's made by 3M. Anyways, what you gotta do, guys, is you're just gonna put it along all these edges. Now, you may not think I'm putting very much on here, right? And I'm really not, but what's gonna happen is we're gonna go ahead and brush it all on the outside of it, right? And what we're doing is sealing it up. And anywhere that the steel is gonna actually bond to the surface of the firewall, we don't wanna have any raw steel. The whole goal here, kids, is this is gonna make everything super, super sealed up on the inside. And we gotta do the exact same thing on the firewall itself. The reason we're doing that is this, rather than just being, you know, the glue that's gonna stick it all together, it's also sealing up the metal. And what you never wanna do, ever, 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 is a really bad idea. You never wanna stick an adhesive to paint. It's a really bad idea. What you wanna do is stick the adhesive right directly to the metal, because it's actually made and manufactured to grab onto the metal. If you got a surface on there that is not the metal, guess what happens, guys? It tries to stick to that surface, but it's never gonna stick the way it should, because if you got paint on there or primer on there, or rust through primer on there, whatever it is, all you're gonna do is stick to that primer and that material that's actually on there. And you can do, you know, good, kids. We could spend a whole hour and you could watch me paint all day long if you really wanted to. I think we should just speed this stuff up and get it done, get her done. So what we're doing, guys, is the same thing we did to the raw steel, you gotta do it to the firewall. So essentially this is your welding application. You are now a professional welder. All right, once you got this all sealed up, so you got no raw steel. You got this all sealed up, so you got no raw steel. What you're gonna do is take one nice big heavy bead, and it's gonna make up for all your errors and all your ways. So you just wanna have a nice heavy bead in the center that we're gonna go ahead and smush out as we put it in. All right, I'll finish this up and then we'll go ahead and throw it in. Guys, remember, this is a structural adhesive. It's probably never coming off, especially with the mechanical fasteners. I got glue all over them too. Anyways, pretty cool, huh? All right, let's stick it. And then we'll smooth it out so we don't have to do body work. As you can see, it's all kind of squeezing out. And that's kind of what we're looking for. when it all squeezes out real nice. All right, there's multiple pieces to do, so I'm not gonna bore you with all the pieces, but you can see how it comes together, right? You got the structural adhesive on the firewall, then you get it on this plate, you put it together, screw it, as you saw us wipe it off, and now this piece right here is now custom fabricated just for the vintage air. There's a hanger that goes up to the front of the cowl right here, but this plate gives you the ability to actually put it inside, and the studs are already there. It's slick, it's cool, it's fast, it's convenient, and it's gonna give you a better quality job. But I gotta tell you what, this is never gonna get a ripple in it, it's never gonna have a wave in it. So when you hook all your hoses up on your vintage air, you're just gonna literally go through where the old heater core or the heater blower motor would be right here, and then we make this panel, it actually goes right through. So it's all metal, this gets mounted on there, and then all the hoses come up on the inner fender well. So we've thought of everything, like seriously, where every hose goes, where every wire. This, even the center hole, is for all your electronics and all your wiring that actually have to run up to the front of the car. Okay kids, one of my favorite deals is having this already prepped and ready. We still got to paint this piece. I just want to show you for the assembly procedures how it kind of goes on there. But we pre-make it all, again, with the studs, with all the details on it. That way, it can just set up in place and you don't have to worry about how to mount it or where it goes or hold it in place. Literally, 2 nuts go on it to our firewall. Then there's a, you'll see as you put the dash in later, it goes, connects to the front of it to hold the front of the box up. It's pretty slick. I think we will be having these available. You can keep looking on our website, but that's pretty much a wrap on how you can do your firewall yourself pretty quick in your garage. Pretty sweet, you don't even have to weld. All right, best part of the episode is always the end where we do the Bible study. Please join me. Bible study changed my life and it actually could change yours. All right guys, I always say the best part of the episode for me is the Bible study. We're gonna read in Galatians 5. It talks about the fruits of the Spirit, and I think it really is a great thing for you to think about whatever's coming your way, whatever's going on in your life, not to judge other people, but actually think about things that are going on around you and see if it's coming from God and it's good, or if it's a trap and it's ugly, you know, what the devil's got planned for you. Okay, let's read it. Galatians 5:16. So I say to you, live by the Spirit, and you will not gratify the desires of the sinful nature, for the sinful nature desires what's contrary to the Spirit what's contrary to the sinful nature. They're in conflict with each other, so you don't do what you want, but if you're led by the Spirit, you're not under the law. The acts of the sinful nature are obvious: sexual immorality, impurity, debauchery, idolatry, witchcraft, hatred, discord, jealousy, fits of rage, selfish ambitions, dissensions, factions, envy, drunkenness, orgies, and the like. I warn you, as I did before, that people that live like this will not enter the kingdom of God. But here's the good news. But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, self-control. Against such things there is no law. If you belong to Jesus Christ, you have been crucified with your sinful nature, and this is the passions and the desires. Since we live by the Spirit, let's stay in step with the Spirit and not become conceited, provoking, or envying each other. The thing I bring it up to you is this. When you see, you know, anger, jealousy, fits of rage, brawling, fighting, drunkenness, none of that is coming from the Holy Spirit inside of you. It's coming from the other side, right? But when you see joy, love, peace, kindness, those are the fruits of God's presence in your life. Those are the things that are going to make a difference. I always say the Bible study changed my life. It changed my life because you take these things in, and when you look at it, every situation you're in, and look at it, is that coming from peace and joy when it's from you? I'm not talking about other people. Don't judge other people. Judge yourself. Look in the mirror and say, who am I? Am I full of love? Am I full of joy? Am I full of peace? Am I full of kindness? Do that, and I'll tell you what, your life will just blossom. Your world will just explode with love and relationships and people around you that will make a difference, rather than living in the other side, because I've done them both, right? We all have. Anyways, if you guys need a Bible, please reach out to me. I sincerely mean it. I got a lot of guys that have reached out to me, even in the last week. We're shipping them out all the time. I love doing it. It's a gift for me to be able to give you a Bible. So if you need one, don't be shy. Please reach out. I'm serious about that. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed what we're doing with the firewall, what we're doing with the cars. I love sharing it with you as we do the different things. Pretty cool. I think they're different. They're unique. And I am blessed to have you here. And thank you for subscribing and following and liking. It's crazy. I'm excited to be a part of it and share it with you guys. All right, peace out. I'll see you next week.